Move on Knicks. Here's another one. Like, you turn your head, bam, from 15-1 to 3-1.
3-1 today.
Yep. Sorry, Knicks will have a big game.
Yep, totally agree. Sal Palantonio on the show, ESPN up next. He has an opinion on the game tomorrow night, and who does he like in the Ravers-Chargers tilt on Monday night? Find out coming up here on VSiN.
This Thanksgiving at Total Wine & More, find Pinot Noirs and Cabernets that you adore. Our helpful guides are so friendly and nice. So many bottles to try at the lowest price. So gather with friends as you sit down to eat. Grateful for all who made Thanksgiving complete.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on Western Reserve Radio. NBA Cup group play last night. The Celtics beat the Cavaliers 120-117. It was Cleveland's first loss of the season. They're 15-1. 7-1 on the road. The Celtics are 12-3, 5-2 overall. Jason Tatum, 33 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. Donovan Mitchell with 35 points in the loss for the Cavs. NHL, in overtime, the Lightning beat the Penguins 3-2. Pittsburgh led it 2-0 after the second. The Lightning scored twice in the third. Braden Point had a pair of goals, including the overtime winner, 3:58 into the extra session. MAC football on Tuesday. Akron beat Kent State 38-17. Kent State 0-11 on the season. Central Michigan over Western Michigan 16-14. Miami of Ohio beat Northern Illinois 20-9. Tonight, Buffalo visits Eastern Michigan. Toledo home against Ohio. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. That's the Sports Flash. Chuck Sanders, Western Reserve Radio.
The 90s called. They said the Gordita Supreme is so back in the new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell. It's all looking fresh to death with the pillowy 90s Gordita Supreme alongside the beefy 5-layer burrito, double stacked taco, chips with nacho cheese sauce, and medium drink. All for just $7. It's your wallet's favorite cheesy crunchy combo here for a limited time. Grab yours and relive the decades only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which varies. Drinks and food freezes. Tax extra.
Shop Dell Technologies' Black Friday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Black Friday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app. You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on Western Reserve Radio. MAC football on Tuesday. Akron beat Kent State 38-17. Kent State 0-11 on the season. Central Michigan over Western Michigan 16-14. Miami of Ohio beat Northern Illinois 20-9. Tonight, Buffalo visits Eastern Michigan. Toledo home against Ohio. NBA Cup group play last night. The Celtics beat the Cavaliers 120-117. It was Cleveland's first loss of the season. They're 15-1. 7-1 on the road. The Celtics are 12-3, 5-2 overall. Jason Tatum, 33 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists. Donovan Mitchell with 35 points in the loss for the Cavs. NHL, in overtime, the Lightning beat the Penguins 3-2. Pittsburgh led it 2-0 after the second. The Lightning scored twice in the third. Braden Point had a pair of goals, including the overtime winner, 3:58 into the extra session. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. That's the Sports Flash. Chuck Sanders, Western Reserve Radio.
Shop early, save big all month long during Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Right now, get select pre-lit artificial Christmas trees starting at just $59.98. Don't wait to save. Shop these deals today, in-store or online, because Lowe's knows deals. Discount taken at time of purchase while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Finding the perfect gifts for everyone on your list takes time, and the holidays can get a little busy. So let Macy's help you get a jump on your shopping with our Black Friday sale happening right now. It's your chance to find the best deals on the best gifts before the holiday rush, like cozy puffers and coats and more of the season's best styles. So get your gifts at Macy's now, and when you're cool, calm, and collected during holiday crunch time, you'll have yourself and Macy's to thank. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency. Who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
Hello, Phantom fans, and welcome to Season 7, Episode 8 of the Dump and Chase podcast. My name is Sam Olmstead, and joining me as always is Dan Conley and Justin Irwin. Gentlemen, a 5-game homestand, 10 points on the table, 10 points taken by the Phantoms.
When you look at back on a season and, especially if you didn't get the playoff position you wanted, you're always looking at those areas where you left points on the table. 0 points left on the table.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of double tap on that. Sam, you said at the end of the last episode that hopefully we will recap an episode that the Phantoms got a haul of points, and they got all the points they could have got.
and didn't give any away.
Yeah. Speaking of home and away, on the season, the Phantoms are 7-2 at home, 40 goals for, 24 against. Away, they're 2-4, 13 goals for, 21 against. So that's a difference of 4 goals a game at home, 2.4 against, and 1.86 for away, and 3 goals against.
And I will point out those 7 games are consecutive.
Yep.
Killing it at home lately.
So for some random news that we like to throw out at the beginning of these things, our old friend, Georgi Merkulov, currently back up with the Bruins, picked up his first NHL point on Saturday, getting an assist. So congratulations, Georgi.
That was a nifty little play, too, through the legs.
It's something I think we've all known was coming. Yeah, I think Boston Bruins fans were a little miffed that he was cut at the beginning of the season. Yeah, I saw a lot of banner on that. I think this goes a long way to show that, I think Georgie deserves his chance.
Yeah, as bad as Boston's playing right now, he needs more than 10 minutes a game to show he's got it.
Yeah.
What Dan said in spades.
Yeah.
So looking around the league, going through inputting some stats in the last couple days, there was a little bit of a theme of waiting until the last second in the USHL this past weekend. This was very close to being a complete anomaly for a USHL game. I believe it was the Friday game between Muskegon and Sioux City. Neither team had a power play in this game. There were only 2 penalties called in this game, and they were coincidental minors at 19:59 of the third period. And this is a game that went to a shootout. So 65 minutes of hockey, no power plays, and the only 2 penalties that were called were coincidental minors with 1 second left in the third period.
I think the refs had an agenda and they stuck to it.
I mean, what do you do with the last second of the game to get a penalty? It's after all that, just sit on your whistle.
I'm just trying to imagine what this conversation would have been like had there been no penalties at all.
What's that like?
And then on Saturday, Madison beating the U17s. Going into the third period, Madison was, and this was after Madison drummed the 17s 12-1 on Friday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going into the third period of their game on Saturday, the U17s were actually up on Madison 4-2. The U17s scoring 4 goals in the second period. They were up 4-2. Madison came back and tied the game in the third, and then picked up the game-winning goal on the power play at 19:59 of the third period.
You play to the whistle, I guess.
So the 17s pretty much doing what we expect them to do.
I mean, later in the season, maybe a different story, but
the 17s last year were, I almost want to say, historically bad.
They were historically bad.
Yeah.
I feel like we went over that.
Yeah.
I think the 17s this year are actually trending worse than that right now.
I mean, we all know they tend to pick it up in the latter half of the season. Some teams more than others.
That is a team full of 08 birth years, and the best 08 so far in the league happens to be playing for the Phantoms, Jack Hextall.
And how are the U17s from last season faring this year? Well, we're going to get into that a little bit later on in the show. So one thing we haven't mentioned yet, and I think so far Dan's the only one that's tried to take advantage of it. If you go on to, if you're listening to the show in, on a whatever podcatcher it is that you use, for the descriptions for each episode, you'll see a link that says "Send us a text." Now, actually, what this does, if you tap on that, it'll allow you to send a text message to the show. I guess we have to say messaging rates apply if you're somebody who's still on a 1990s phone plan where you pay by the text message.
Shut the hell up.
That explains why I always get left on red.
That's what kind of phone do you have? Is the thing like take kerosene and have a pull start, or
it's a Cricket?
It's a jitterbug.
Top of the line Motorola StarTAC.
It's a jitterbug. It's a jitterbug with the big buttons.
Yeah, I didn't mean Cricket. I meant jitterbug.
Yeah. If you click on that link, that will take you to your text messaging app. You can actually send us a message. So we encourage you to take advantage of this if you feel the need to do so. If you have a question for us about the show, about the team, or whatever, within good taste, of course.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be anonymous. I tried voting for my own lineup several episodes back, and it was not anonymous.
Well, it wasn't anonymous in the fact that I knew it was you.
I vote Dan, best team.
When you sent it, I didn't get any type of identifying information. When I got that message, I just knew it was you. Yeah, you can get a hold of us that way. And I mean, that's something we can definitely on future episodes. If we get these questions in, we can go through and answer them on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on from that, this weekend's edition of Shout Out Corner, we had me and Dan had the pleasure of not only meeting Marley Gotkin, who is the wife of Phantoms associate head coach Brandon Gotkin. We also got to meet Karma Gotkin, very adorable little girl. Dan, I think you would agree, definitely a resemblance to her dad.
Don't put that on me.
I don't think there was any mistaking who her dad was.
No, she is the type of kid that like, oh, I wish I still had a young one at home.
Yeah.
But then you can give them back and it's...
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly it. When, you know what? My youngest is 8. I don't, it's that little, like 1-2 years old to get that fix as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they start making noise, you can hand them off and you're done.
Yeah.
Your responsibility at that point is over.
It's like being a grandparent.
Yeah. Well, let's not get into that. I ain't ready for that yet. Oh, let's not get into that. All right. So coming up in this episode, this week's edition of Phantom Files, we will be talking to the newest Phantom, forward Landon Resendez, and we will be previewing the Phantom's 2-game road trip out to Omaha. But coming up next, after a short break, we're going to look back at a 3-game weekend sweep by the Phantoms. So keep it here with the Dump and Chase podcast on Western Reserve Radio.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
The Mahoning Valley's leader for golf, Milk Creek Golf Course, is now booking tee times for 2024. We offer stay and play opportunities available with 9 area hotel partners. For more information, visit our website at millcreekmetroparks.org. Also, look for new, exciting opportunities coming soon, including an indoor player development center with Trackman, an indoor Callaway Club Fitting Center, and an Odyssey Fitting Studio in 2024. Follow us on Facebook at Milk Creek Golf Course or call 330-740-7112.
This is Voice of the Phantoms and friend of the show, Matt Lipsack, and you are listening to the Dump and Chase podcast on Western Reserve Radio.
Welcome back to the Dump and Chase podcast on the home of the Youngstown Phantoms, Western Reserve Radio. All right, so before we get into the games, something real quick I just want to throw at you guys. We're going to play a little bit of a guessing game here. I'm going to throw out some numbers to you. Tell me what these numbers mean. 4, 3, 9, 2, 4.
I'm assuming they correlate with shots.
4, 3, 9, 2, 4.
8, 6,
4, 3, 9, 2, 4.
For a good time call.
Power plays for or against? No.
Shot totals in the second, third period.
These numbers are the number of shots.
The last 5 games.
The last 5 games. The number of shots the Phantoms have given up in the third period.
Well, there you go.
So what one outlier with the first Cedar Rapids game, 9 shots, but 4, 3, 9, 2, 4. Those are the shots given up by the Phantoms in the third period of this 5-game winning streak.
When you haven't scored any goals in a game, 4, 3, 9. So that was the first Cedar Rapids game where we shut them out.
Yep.
I mean, obviously they were desperate to try to get something. They did not.
No.
Yay.
So, yeah, the Phantoms, 3 games on the weekend, 2 with Cedar Rapids, 1 with the NTDP U18s. So kicking it off with the game on Friday. This was as we mentioned before, a 4-0 win for the Phantoms. Starting this game out, no scoring in the first period. Brecken Smith unassisted at 1:22 of the second period early on there, giving the Phantoms a 1-0 lead. Connor DeHaro picking up his third goal of the season. just a few minutes later on the power play, giving Youngstown a 2-0 lead. That's how they would go to the third period. In the third, Adam Bannock unassisted at 4:42, his 5th of the season, giving Youngstown a 3-0 lead. And then Cade Stangram picking up his 4th of the season. That would give Youngstown the 4-0 lead, and that would be the final score of the game. Shots in the game, Youngstown 25, Cedar Rapids 17. Youngstown 1 for 5 on the power play. Cedar Rapids 0 for 1. And Melvin Strahl stopping all 17 shots he faced for his first United States Hockey League shutout. And thanks to our stats department, a.k.a. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack, this was actually the lowest total of shots faced in a shutout by a Phantoms goaltender in team history.
I mean, kudos on the defense, but Strahl obviously stepped up when he had to.
Speaking of fewest shots in a game, do you guys happen to know what the fewest shots in a game in the NHL level was for a shutout?
9.
God damn you, Sam.
3.
Wow, that was
9.
It
is 9.
I just completely guessed there.
God damn you. All right.
I was thinking it's going to be single digits, but it's going to be close to 10. So yeah, that was just a complete guess.
Yep, that was Maple Leafs in 99 against St. Louis.
Wait, who shut out who?
The Maple Leafs shut out the Blues.
Oh, good for them. A bright spot in their sad, sordid history.
99?
Yeah.
So, as far as this game, for one, Cade Stangram. This kid has just come on here in the past few weeks for the Phantoms. And then Connor DeHaro, really and this isn't his last tally of the weekend, but Connor DeHaro is somebody really coming along this season. Offensively has already, he's doubled his goal total from last season, and he's already tied his points total from last season.
Yeah, and Cade Stangram was somebody that main camp we were told that once he figures out the game, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, and he's only played at the high school level in Minnesota before here. So as soon as he got used to the speed of the game, he's really finding a spot on the team, and he's a crucial part right now for the team.
Did you say Minnesota?
Yeah.
Tim Parko's ears just perked up.
Minnesota. You're welcome.
And I think me and Dan had a pretty good conversation at one point on Minnesota high school hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously glad to see the contributions there.
All right, so moving on to the game on Saturday. We got 3 games. We got to do these quick. Game on Saturday against Cedar Rapids. This was a 5-3 win for the Phantoms. Youngstown kicking off the scoring again early in the first period with Cade Stangram picking up his 5th of the year. Cedar Rapids, somebody from their team scored a goal, tying the game at 1, and Evan Jardine at 12:23 of the first, picking up his 4th of the season, giving Youngstown a 2-1 lead, and that's how we would go to the second period. Second period, probably not the greatest for the Phantoms as far as this weekend was concerned. Cedar Rapids was able to come back and tie the game at 3 before Connor DeHaro picking up his 4th of the season there towards the latter half of the second period, getting Youngstown back up. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. Cedar Rapids went up 3-2. Yeah, yes. I should have looked at this beforehand. No, Cedar Rapids going up 3-2, and then Connor DeHaro tying the game at 3 there towards the end of the second period. So the game tied at 3 going into the third. At the halfway point of the third period, Landon Resendez picking up his 3rd of the season on the power play, 2nd with the Phantoms, and what would end up becoming his 2nd game-winning goal with the Phantoms. And then little over 2 minutes later, Brecken Smith picking up the insurance goal, giving Youngstown the 5-2 win. In this game, what's that?
5-3.
5-3. What'd I say?
5-2.
See, I'm rushing way too much right now.
You're human, Sam.
It's been a hell of a weekend,
I
guys.
know. It's these 3 games screw me up so bad. So shots in the game, Youngstown 32, Cedar Rapids 13. Youngstown was 1 for 4 on the power play. Cedar Rapids was 2 for 2. And Owen Lepak picking up his 2nd win as a Phantom, stopping 10 of 13. Yeah, we had the 4-0 win on Friday. We knew Cedar Rapids was going to come out with a much better effort. But you talk about a team growing. Cedar Rapids came back, went ahead in this game after Youngstown had led, was able to get the tying goal, and then just kind of took over there in the third period. Like we said, only 2 shots for Cedar Rapids in the third period, with Youngstown picking up 2 goals to get this win.
Yeah, overall, Cedar Rapids only had 6 shots from the second period on in this game. I think the score was a little bit closer than the actual product we saw on the ice. there was a little bit of time in that second period where Cedar Rapids did control the flow of the game and did get a couple pucks, behind the defense. But overall, I thought the Phantoms, they denied the center of the ice so well. They did not. They have a wedge being played in there, and they just force everybody to the outside. And it should make teams uncomfortable. They just can't get set up and get a decent shot off on goal. And that's really says, the defense issue, we've talked about this. It may have been on air. Who knows? I don't know at this point in time. But the defense this season has been leaps and bounds better than what we saw last year. And they're all playing together. They're all playing for the same thing. And I'm sure that's Scott Gordon coming in and taking the reins on the defense has a lot to do with that as well.
Yeah. And I mean, going into the third game this weekend, which, we're going to get into, defense was the key.
Justin, you and me had talked about, because when Cedar Rapids went up 3-2, I think the shots at that point were, what were they, like 23-11? And we'd made the comment, 23 shots, we have 2 goals. They have 11 shots and 3 goals. They only got, we talk about 6 shots in those last 2 periods. Cedar Rapids scoring at 12:09 of the second period. From that point to the rest of the game, they only had 2 shots on goal.
And, Owen Lepak had to make 2 saves. And he did. So, I mean, obviously you've got a young goaltender. You want to help him out. Man, you can't ask for any more from the defense.
Yeah, not only are the fans playing great defense, but their puck possession in the other team's third. Sometimes it feels like they have a power play on 5-on-5. When they're clicking, everything's going right. They're stacking shifts. They might stack 3-4 shifts in a row where the puck is just stuck in the other team's end, and that's a great thing to see.
All right, so moving on to the game on Sunday with the NTDP U18s coming to town for the first of 3 matchups between these 2 teams. Funny enough, all 3 of those matchups taking place at the Cavelli Center this season. But the flip side of that is 4 of the 5 games against the U17s are all up in Plymouth. So this game, the Phantoms end up winning this game 2-1. The first period at 7:54, Jack Hextall on the power play, picking up his second goal of the season, giving Youngstown a 1-0 lead. And then the NTDP, while shorthanded, with only 9 seconds left in the period, able to tie the game at 1. No scoring in the second period, would have to go all the way to 16:03 of the third period, where Justin Kerr on the power play, shot from Bannock that kind of bounced around in the crease. Kerr was able to get a handle on it and tap it into, at that point, an open net, giving Youngstown a 2-1 lead, and that would be the final. Shots in the game for Youngstown, 30-21. And again, we talk about USA only 4 shots in that third period. Youngstown 2 for 5 on the power play. The U18s 0 for 2. And Melvin Strahl stopping 20 of 21 for his second win of the weekend. Now, going into this, we were under the impression this was going to be Youngstown's third game of the weekend. This was going to be the only game of the weekend for the U18s. Turns out they actually did play 2 games against Augustana University on Friday and Saturday. So U18s in the same boat that Youngstown was, except they had to travel for this game. Yeah, so Team USA, U18s losing both of those games, and then coming to Youngstown and losing this game. I will have to say, I mean, the U17s historically bad last year. I mean, again, I know they're playing their third game, but at the same time, so is Youngstown. There was nothing from this USA squad that harkened back to anything we've seen in the past, where you kind of cringe a little bit when you hear the 18s are coming to town.
I'm doing some research as we speak, and like Wilmore is, I think, their highest touted pick, going anywhere from like top 10 to second round. But again, Melvin Strahl doing his damnedest. The defense shutting them down. Yeah, I don't see anything here from the U18s that shouts out to me that these guys are going to dominate the draft pick like they have previous years. I love the way the Phantoms played.
Yeah, and we had talked about the first period. You were kind of starting to see the rubber legs a little bit. Playing the third game in a weekend. The second period, definitely was seeing the rubber legs. And Justin, you had pointed out the fact Youngstown having to kill off the 5-minute major from the end of the second period that started off the third period. That it really felt like once Youngstown killed off that 5-minute major, it was like they found a whole nother gear. You didn't see anything in that third period with Youngstown that would have said this is the 9th period they've played this weekend.
Yeah, and Melvin Straw was one fluke play away from having 2 shutouts in the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, NTP tried flipping the puck into the zone and deflected off of Condaharo's noggin. Hopefully he's all right. Nobody could really find the puck on the Phantoms because it deflected up and they saw him land on the ice and the NTP put it home. But
all right, so with that, it is now time for the Dump and Chase podcast 3 stars of the week. And Justin, you're kicking it off with the 3rd star.
Justin Kerr, 1 goal, 1 assist, game-winning goal on Sunday. And, he's been doing a lot of other things, face-off wins, etc. Key part of a successful weekend, a successful 5-game, 7-game homestand.
And our 2nd star of the weekend, that is Adam Banach, 1 goal and 4 assists in the 3 games. And I can't believe we're this early into the season. And I've just run out of things to say where I'm just not repeating myself when talking about Adam Banach. But here we are in mid-November and I've run out of adjectives to describe him again without the fear of repeating myself.
What a great problem to have.
I know. Yeah.
That leads us to our 1st star of the week, and that would be Melvin Straw. Straw, he was 2-0 on the weekend, stopped 37 of 38 shots. He had his first USHL shutout, and he was also the USHL goaltender of the week. Played a phenomenal game, and I'm going to take this. I saw this nickname this weekend, and they're calling him the Brick Straw, and I like that.
Okay. So that will do it for 3 stars and the weekend recap. We're going to step aside for a moment. This week's edition of Phantom Files with forward Landon Resendez is coming up next with the Dump and Chase podcast on Western Reserve Radio.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Discount Power Sports at 778 North Main Street in Hubbard is hosting a raffle for a 125cc Pintura ATV. Tickets are $30 each, and 100 tickets are available. For each raffle, when those 100 are gone, a winner will be drawn and a new raffle will begin. Tickets can be purchased at any Hubbard home game or at 778 North Main Street or by calling 330-717-44441. $1,500 from each raffle will go toward a scholarship for the Hubbard Youth Coalition. Accidents happen. That's why you need Repair That Glass. Specializing in windshield replacement and all other auto glass, we offer a full range of automotive glass repairs. Our technicians can do everything from minor chip repair to a complete replacement. Your windows don't go up or down, they can fix that too, along with custom glass work and antiques. Repair That Glass is a family-run business for over 40 years. Repair That Glass. Call for your appointment now at 330-534-3192.
We're back with the Dump and Chase podcast on the home of Phantoms Hockey, Western Reserve Radio. So for this week's edition of Phantom Files, we welcome to the show a native of Marlborough, Massachusetts, who after spending parts of 2 seasons with Cedar Rapids, was traded to the Phantoms on October 23rd. So for the first time, welcome to the show, number 8, Landon Resendez. Landon, thanks for jumping on with us.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, happy to be here.
Now we've talked to guys in the past who have been traded to the team, and usually the question is how did you find out and everything else? And you already kind of went through that. One of your 2 recent post-game interviews that you've done. So I guess the question we never really ask, you find out you're coming to Youngstown and everything else. So you actually get to Youngstown. What was that first day coming in and your first day of the team? Can you kind of walk us through how that day was?
Yeah. So obviously, phone call happened a couple days before. Found out I was coming to Youngstown. Ended up meeting my mom in Chicago, finished the drive out together, get to Youngstown late at night, and then got to the rink. I think it was a Thursday morning. just saying hi to all the boys. I'd had conversations with Wardo and Desi before, and just felt like I was going to a great place, and I wasn't wrong when I got there. It was just awesome feeling. Everybody is saying what's up, and didn't really feel like a stranger. And it was a good day of practice, and got right into the game experience the next day. So it was a quick turnaround, but awesome people here, and great facilities, obviously. And it was definitely awesome.
Now, was there anybody on the roster that you knew, like, coming in?
Yeah. I know Luke Santilli. I know Colson, obviously, and Michael Monroe too. I didn't know some of the guys that I'd been playing against, like Birchie or maybe like Jack Wilson, or just all those guys. Didn't really know them, but obviously, like when you're playing the sport, you have some chit chat on the ice, maybe some good, some bad, but I didn't feel like a stranger at all, and I knew those mask guys, so yeah.
And you mentioned, you came in first practices on a Thursday, game day is Friday. Were you surprised at the line you were playing on? If I recall correctly, they threw you right out on the top line.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I was glad to be on that line. Obviously, Benny's a really good player, and I was with, I'm trying to remember, Hexy. Yeah, I was with Hexy. Yeah, so no, I mean, I knew they were great players because we played them earlier in the year when I was over there, and definitely a little surprising, and took a couple weeks to get used to everything, just coming to a new squad, but think now everything is kind of framed in the back of my head, and looking to keep rolling here. So
now, when we talked to one of these post-game interviews, when we talked to Coach Ward, and he was asked about you, he had said that you were such a thorn in the Phantoms' side last year that you were somebody that they wanted on the roster this year. I mean, is there any higher of a compliment you can get from a coach?
No, I don't think so. I mean, from a young age, like getting told like either you're pain in the butt to play against, or thorn in the side is definitely, I like to play that kind of style. I like to use my speed and skill, but I'm also not afraid to get into the fray and impact the game in that way too. So
now, when you came over here, us here in Youngstown, we're kind of known for hard work and grit, and Wardo's kind of taken that by the horns and kind of gone to gritty city.
Yeah,
is that something the rest of USHL knows? Like when they play, like you fit right in with your play styles.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I was over there, we didn't know that it was the gritty city. Like obviously, like a Phantoms versus CR is going to be a tough game. Just both teams are hard nosed and finish every check. And but I didn't know that was the nickname for the city, but definitely an awesome nickname.
All right, so we want to go back to the beginning a little bit here. How'd you get started playing hockey?
Yeah, so I started a little later. I didn't really know it was later. I started, my first season was when I was 7. I guess some kids start skating when they're 2-3 years old, but I was a little late to the party. But my dad grew up, his parents and the whole side of his family moved over from Portugal. So hockey wasn't the sport that came to mind, I guess, but he never played hockey. He played deck hockey and soccer growing up, but he was in love with the game. He tells me he watched every Bruins game every year. And so he introduced me to the game, and I fell in love with it. And that's kind of just how it went.
So you spent, before your time in the USHL, you were with Cushing Academy. So going from Cushing Academy to, now Youngstown, have you grown to love the color purple?
Yeah.
And its various shades?
Yeah, for sure. I love purple. Yeah.
How was it making that jump from like high school prep to the USHL?
Yeah, no, there's an adjustment period for sure. Yeah, no, it's harder game style. Obviously, a lot more physical, older guys. Now I'm a little older. Definitely an adjustment period, but it's good to have some veterans around you and that make you feel comfortable. So yeah.
Here in your brief time with the Phantoms so far, you've scored 2 goals, both of those game-winning goals. So, I mean, is this something you and Ryan Rosinski are bonding over? Because it seems like you kind of have that same kind of knack that he does for the big-time goals there.
I mean, we haven't chatted about that yet, but I know he scored a few game winners this year, but the last 2 goals kind of just been in those situations, and it feels good to score those big-time goals, but. Yeah, for sure.
going back to the last weekend, you're playing your old team. Obviously, like you said, it's going to be a physical game, but you got into a little bit of a scrap there. I know that's not planned, but what was going through your mind? It's like, this is a former teammate. And
yeah, it wasn't like anything personal or anything. I mean, I think it's just how it's just hockey, and something escalated a little bit. Some words were said that I can't repeat, but it was, yeah, it just happened, I guess. I mean, we're pretty close off the ice too, so it was definitely a little weird, like you're thinking about it mid-fight. But yeah, no, I mean, it was just a good little scrap, I'd say. Yeah.
Still friends?
Yeah, we're still friends. Yeah.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, after Friday's game, were you glad you weren't in the locker room with Coach Carlson?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard some guys say that he can be a little rough sometimes.
He's a hard coach, but he develops players, and but he can get upset. But no, he's a good coach. Yeah.
We've heard Ward can get a little feisty too. So
yeah.
Has this surprised you at all, just how quickly fans in Youngstown have taken to you? I mean, obviously you play a style that's, very popular in Youngstown, but just kind of how quickly everybody, like the fans have kind of rallied around you since you've been here. Is that kind of taken you by surprise at all, or?
Yeah, a little bit, I'd say. I mean, I've been playing this way since I was younger, just being a smaller guy, growing up a Bruins fan, just trying to model my game a little bit after Marchand. I know some people don't like him, but just try to play that way. And no, I appreciate it. Like yesterday, an eye opener was the fan skate, and just talking to some people. It's just great to hear, and I love playing in front of the fans. So it's been awesome.
Well, you're talking to 3 Penguins fans here, so we don't have a clue what you're talking about as far as Brad Marchand is concerned.
No feelings whatsoever about him.
No.
All right, I got a couple building questions for you. I believe the information I got was correct. When your time in Cedar Rapids, you were alone. You didn't have your Biller brothers with you.
Yeah.
Now you're in Youngstown. You have a couple of them with you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that better or worse?
No, I'd say better. I mean, I was a guy that would have the boys over a lot. Just play cards or just hang out. So I'd get lonely a little bit at night, just sitting there watching a show in the basement by myself. But I love my billets over there. Still talk to them a lot. But yeah, no, definitely having roommates is a lot better, I'd say, just kind of the personality I have.
All right.
Yeah.
And what's out with Sleepy Girl mocktails?
Yeah, it's like Bree makes them for us. It's like a cherry juice is the main ingredient, and then there's some vitamins in there, and I forget what else she puts in there, but no, they're good, and here they're good for your muscles and good for recovery. So we tend to have them a good amount.
Do you guys like cheers them together? And
no, we haven't yet. We should though. Yeah.
Wait, are they actually being served in cocktail glasses, or?
No,
just like the little plastic swords.
No.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a talk with John and Bree about that.
That's funny.
All right, so before we let you out of here, we're gonna do what we do with all the other guys. We refer to this as the random questionnaire. So it's gonna be about as random as you can get. Just try to come up with the best answers you can.
Yeah.
So far, what has been your happiest moment on the ice?
I would say at Cushing, just that final, the Elite Eight run. Just we lost in the finals, but it was a great experience. Like seeing all those people coming out to a high school game, and yeah, I would say that was, even though we lost, one of the happiest moments, just being on that big stage. So,
all right, what is the craziest thing you have ever heard a fan yell during a game that you can repeat?
I'm trying to think. There hasn't been really anything crazy. There really I'm going to think for a second. Yeah, no, I mean, no, nothing. I haven't heard anything crazy yet. Maybe my ears just, I don't listen to it well enough, but no, I haven't heard anything crazy.
That actually may be a very good answer there.
That is a great answer.
I was trying to think back.
And in some scenarios, I think it may be better to just kind of block it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite rule in hockey?
I mean, I would say the fighting under 5. At least in this league. I know it's not like a rule in the NHL or any of those other leagues, but I would say fighting under 5. I don't think it really makes a difference.
Good answer. Good answer. And for those listening, that's an automatic suspension.
Yeah.
All right. So if you had to sit for a game, what other job in the arena would you like to do?
Be the Zamboni driver. I think I've never driven a Zamboni, but I'd love to try. So if I was sitting out a game, definitely want to take that thing for a spin.
See, that was the answer we got last week. I'm kind of surprised they just haven't done like you guys each get to drive a lap around the rink or something like that, or maybe even at deep freeze. So you don't worry about crashing into the boards at Cavelli Center. But I'm so surprised.
We gotta try it.
Yeah, just have you guys line up and just everybody gets a lap.
Yeah.
What is kind of go to the opposite to an earlier question? What is your most embarrassing moment on the ice?
I would say I was playing in a summer league and the net was empty, and I tried bumping it back to my defenseman. He wasn't there. Did it a little too hard, and it ended up in our own net. So I would say that was that was bad.
Memory just came back.
Yeah, it did. That was bad.
I mean, the Phantoms did that to themselves last year. I think we were playing Cedar Rapids at the Fall Classic. That's when that happened.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
All right, you're definitely winning in that category so far. I hate to tell you, but
yeah.
All right, and the last question: what is the worst hockey nickname you've ever been given?
I've only really had 2 nicknames my whole life. They would call me Rezzy, but now it's more so Lando. I've never really had a bad nickname that I would get upset about. But yeah, no, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, so we have been talking to Phantoms forward Landon Resendez. Landon, again, welcome to Youngstown. Your time here, we've loved having you here so far. Really looking forward to what you're going to do the rest of the season. So thank you for coming on the show, and most importantly, stay healthy.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
All right, so we're going to step aside for another break. The weekend preview is coming up next with the Dump and Chase podcast on Western Reserve Radio.
This is Voice of the Phantoms and friend of the show, Matt Lipsack, and you're listening to the Dump and Chase podcast on Western Reserve Radio. This is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, and your home for Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio.
Meludic Live is your home for high school sports. We have all the scores on our social media platforms throughout the games. Enjoy our timely updates from local area schools year-round. You won't get the consistency and reliability from anyone else. Our number one priority is servicing our fans and getting them live news as it's happening. Follow us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Meludic_Live. And remember, our fans come first.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
This is Voice of the Phantoms and friend of the show, Matt Lipsack, and you're listening to the Dump and Chase podcast on Western Reserve Radio.
This is the Dump and Chase podcast on the broadcast home of the Youngstown Phantoms, Western Reserve Radio. So for the weekend preview, kicking it off with what's going on in the rest of the Eastern Conference. Starting out on Friday, Green Bay will be traveling to Plymouth for the first of 2 games with the U17s. Muskegon will be welcoming Sioux Falls for the first of 2 in that series. Chicago will be traveling to Des Moines. Dubuque will be traveling to Cedar Rapids. And Madison will be welcoming Sioux City. On Saturday, Sioux Falls and Muskegon, that is the second of that 2-game series, as well as Green Bay and the U17s, and Sioux City and Madison. Chicago will be at Cedar Rapids, and Dubuque will be back home with Des Moines coming to town. So, which leads us to the Phantoms 2-game road trip this weekend, heading out to Ohama,
that's what
Ohama, the Ohama Lancers. 2 games there in Omaha. And like we alluded to last week, I think the point we're going to be making this week is we cannot have a repeat of last season with this Omaha series. With the series with Omaha last year, Youngstown left 3 points on the table in that 2-game series. That 3 points would have meant second place in the Eastern Conference at the end of the year.
Yeah, that stings.
That was you could point directly to that series for why Youngstown was the 4 seed and had to play in the first round versus getting the 2 seed and getting that for having that first round bye on 2 games that the Youngstown should have absolutely won. And it just boiled down to that Omaha came in and they wanted it more that weekend. So it's quite simply, we can't have that repeat this year.
There are no easy weekends in this league.
God, no.
No. And this is not an easy weekend.
And then Dan talking about, which I think at this point was about 3 hours ago, Youngstown struggles on the road, not episode time, real time. Youngstown struggling on the road versus what they do at home. This is a weekend they really need to turn it around.
Right. Sorry to say this every week, but Hunter Ramos is on Omaha and he's got 11 points on the season. So don't really want to speak it into existence, but he's having himself a good start to the season. Good kid. I hope he plays well.
We kind of lucked into this past weekend. Sam Rinaldo, Grant Young didn't really hurt us. Although Will mention, got to see Sammy Rinaldo after the game on Saturday. It was really good to see him. Grade A human being.
Yeah.
Hopefully, now since we're not playing Cedar Rapids the rest of the season, I can say this. Hopefully things, work out for him a lot better in Cedar Rapids than it did in Youngstown.
Yeah.
But grade A human being, in a lot of ways it was sad to see him go, but, this was a better opportunity for him. But it was good to see him one more time.
It was. And echo, he's a great human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as Omaha, kind of an odd start to the season. New head coach, I believe 4 games into the season was fired. Omaha was 0-4. So since then, the new coach that has come in, because I haven't looked up these names because I don't care. Since the new coach has come in, Omaha actually is 6-6-2 with the new coaching regime after the early season change. I mean, I remember a couple seasons ago, Muskegon was actually doing fairly well to start the season, but then they went under new ownership, got rid of a lot of people, including the head coach. And I don't know if they were kind of doing a Philadelphia 76ers. What do they call that? Tank for picks or whatever it was. But
yeah.
So, I mean, it's not too often we see coaching changes during the season.
Especially foreign.
Because Muskegon was like halfway through the season and they were actually doing fairly well up to that point. So that was kind of a shocker. I don't think I can ever recall a coach, being shown the door 4 games into the season.
I mean, there's a lot of mystery as to what went into that, but I mean,
you could say that for anything with Omaha.
It's Omaha.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had a rough past couple of seasons. But again, last year we went in kind of cocky and we got dealt what was deserved to us.
Yeah, I was mistaken. Hunter Ramos has 12 points on the year. But Omaha, they're not like they're the worst team in the league by any means.
No,
they're much further along at this point in the season than they were last year.
It's not something you could go into the weekend expecting to win.
Right. And I don't want to play the game where past results can be indicative of future outcomes, but if you can jump up early on Omaha, I don't want to say they fold, but they definitely don't have the same fight in their step that they do when they're in the game the whole entire time. And I went back and looked at a lot of these games, and when teams grab like a 2-goal lead after the end of the first period, they don't really have the same fight going the rest of the game as they do when they hang in the first period.
But they will go out kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
What are the chances that Hunter starts against the Phantoms? Just like remember last year where the starting 5 were all former Phantoms?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5?
Yeah.
You know what? That was a level of petty I was okay with.
I think we were all impressed with that level of petty. We were all on board.
Stick taps to David Wilkie on that one. All right, so coming into this weekend, Omaha with a record of 6-10-2. That gives them 14 points. They currently sit 7th in the Western Conference. Youngstown coming in with a record of 10-7. That gives them 20 points and 4th in the Eastern Conference. And of course, Youngstown coming into the weekend on a 5-game winning streak. See, we played that clip from Major League a couple weeks ago and people were like, oh, you're going to jinx it. Nope.
You just doubled down on that.
Well, what they don't know is how many weekends before that we referenced that, and,
Yeah, we played that clip on the show, and then afterwards, when we were done, we gave Joe Boo some rum, and we've been good. I think the team needs a Joe Boo statue in the locker room. You can buy them.
They're like $60 or $70 for the official one, so
Yeah, exactly. Money well spent.
I'm not going to argue that.
Looking at special teams, Omaha 11th on the power play. Youngstown is, Omaha I'm not going to go through the percentages. Omaha on the power play, 11th in the league. Youngstown sitting 6th in the league. Youngstown on the penalty kill is 9th in the USHL. Omaha is 8th. So actually penalty kill just a tick above ours. But we're both middling. So
I'm going to hope that Omaha takes a lot more penalties than we do. But I'm only going for, historical reference. And I know we've been close recently.
You could sit here and look and basically say on paper that these are 2 games Youngstown should win.
And we said that last year.
But Justin, like you said, you cannot go into a weekend assuming you're going to get a win. And I think that was the trap Youngstown fell into last year.
I think we're all hoping that we realize that and, go into this weekend not expecting anything.
And hopefully, some of the younger guys that was on the roster last year, they're a year older, a year wiser. Hopefully that plays into it as well. And I hope those guys remember what Omaha did coming into Covelli Center last year.
I'd also think I'd be remiss not to mention the fact that Omaha's ice is their barn is the closest thing to a European rink that the United States probably has, with all the logos and ads all littered throughout the ice.
Well, except for Waterloo, which is Olympic size, but and Green Bay does a good bit on advertisement on the ice.
I think Omaha.
Well, maybe it works. Maybe it works out when they do Chuck-a-Puck. They don't have to put the mats down on the ice. It's already covered in logos.
Throw it on the Pepsi sign. Throw it on a BW3 sign.
Alrighty, so the game on Friday, that is an 8:05 puck drop. That is local time. And the game on Saturday is a 7:05 puck drop. Again, that is local time. Be sure to keep an eye out on Phantom social media for any information about watch parties at Kensington coming up this weekend. And of course, these games will be available on Flow Sports. All right, so at that point, that's about all we have for this week. So we're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up this episode and look ahead to next week's show. So keep it here one more time with the Dump and Chase podcast on Western Reserve Radio.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
We're back, and that will do it for this edition of the Dump and Chase podcast. A big thanks to our guest, Phantoms forward Landon Resendez, for coming on the show, spending a few minutes with us. And of course, a big thanks to all of you out there listening in for yet again another week. So on next week's show, hopefully we're going to be talking about the Phantoms upping this win streak to 7, recapping the series in Omaha, and then kind of the goofy scheduling that's going to be going on the next week. The Phantoms playing on Thanksgiving Eve up in Plymouth, a game with the U-17s. And then they will be back at the Cavelli Center on Saturday, with the Des Moines Buccaneers coming to town. And that one, I believe, will be the last home game until after the Christmas break.
Yep. Yeah. Till the middle of January.
Is it? Or do they have ones at the end of December? Yeah, they have 2 games with Muskegon at the end of December. So they'll be on the road back home at Muskegon at the end of December, and then on the road again until the middle of January. Alrighty, so you can catch this show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Western Reserve Radio, on their various outlets, on social media. I believe they're doing it on YouTube now. I believe Western Reserve Radio has a YouTube page now that this show's also been streaming on there as well. You can also find the show in its podcast format on Spotify, Apple, wherever and whatever it is you use to listen to your favorite podcasts. You can also catch us on social media like Facebook and Instagram. So be sure to check us out and follow us there. And don't forget to check out the merch shop at dcpodshop.com. And it's been very evident so far beyond the t-shirts and apparel and everything. The coffee mugs have been ridiculously popular. So shopping for Christmas gifts, you might want to start getting those orders in. I mean, what doesn't say I love you more than a coffee mug from a niche podcast in Northeast Ohio?
Yeah.
I love mine. That has Christmas written all over it. But no, actually, we've gotten rave reviews about the coffee mugs. So before we get out of here, to my co-hosts, Dan and Justin, any final words of wisdom?
And my words of wisdom are not Phantoms related, or are they hockey related? They're actually music related. I'm a big fan of Linkin Park. They dropped a new album Friday. I'm imploring everyone to go listen to it because it is amazing.
I haven't got to listen to it yet.
Much better than Slipknot, who dropped one back. And Sam, I know you like Green Day. I thought that album was terrible that they came back with. But
which one?
This one, the new when Green Day came back. That was it 2 years ago, last year when they put on a new album.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that one.
It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy.
Yeah, and Slipknot's album they came out with, I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal.
Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words of wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke. And if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Well, I'm in the latter category.
Yes.
All right. So you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck. And our podcast is a thing you just listened to. See you.
What were those shrimp shooting, you said?
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you're just putting words randomly together to make sense.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie.
Check out Linkin Park.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
years ago last year when they put on a new album.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that one.
It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy.
Yeah, and Slipknot sound they came out with I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal.
Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words of wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke. And if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Well, I'm in the latter category.
Yes.
All right. So you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck. And our podcast is a thing you just listened to. See you.
What were those shrimp shooting you said?
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you're just putting words randomly together to make sense.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie.
Check out Linkin Park.
Ina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Years ago last year when they put on a new album.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that one.
It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy.
Yeah, and Slipknot sound they came out with I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal.
Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words of wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke. And if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Well, I'm in the latter category.
Yes.
All right. So you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck. And our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you.
What were those shrimp shooting you said?
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you're just putting words randomly together to make sense.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie.
Check out Linkin Park.
Ina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Years ago last year when they put on a new album.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that one.
It It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy.
Yeah, it's Slipknot sound they came out with I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal.
Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words of wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke. And if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Well, I'm in the latter category.
Yes. All right. So you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck. And our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you.
What were those shrimp shooting you said?
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you're just putting words randomly together to make it sense.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie.
Check out Linkin Park.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Last when they put on a new album.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that one.
It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy.
Yeah, it's Slipknot sound they came out with I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal.
Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words of wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke. And if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Well, I'm in the latter category.
Yes. All right. So you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck. And our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you.
What were those shrimp shooting you said?
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you're just putting words randomly together to make it sense.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie.
Check out Linkin Park.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
when they put on the album.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that one.
It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy.
Yeah, it's not something they came out with I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal.
Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words of wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Oh, I'm in the latter category.
Yes. All right, so you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck, and our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you.
What were those shrimp shooting you said?
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you're just putting words randomly together to make sense.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie.
Check out Linkin Park.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lina's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lina's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lina's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
This is the last when they put on the album.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that one.
It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy.
Yeah, it's not something they came out with I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal.
Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words of wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Oh, I'm in the latter category.
Yes. All right, so you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck, and our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you.
What were those shrimp shooting you said?
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you're just putting words randomly together to make sense.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie.
Check out Linkin Park.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lina's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lina's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lina's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
This is the last when they put on the album.
Oh, okay.
I did not like that one. It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy. Yeah, it's that song they came out with I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal. Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Well, I have a latter category.
Yes. All right, so you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck, and our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you. What were those shrimp shooting you said? Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you just putting words randomly together.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie. Check out Linkin Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lina's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lina's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lina's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Oh, okay. I did not like that one. It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy. Yeah, it's that song they came out with I thought was terrible. This Linkin Park album is phenomenal. Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words wisdom there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Well, I have a latter category.
Yes. All right, so you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck, and our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you. What were those shrimp shooting you said? Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense.
It's like you just putting words randomly together.
It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie. Check out Linkin Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lina's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lina's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lina's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Oh, okay. I did not like that one. It it was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy. Yeah, that song they came out with I thought was terrible. The Second Black album is phenomenal. Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, nowhere to listen there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Beach and Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Oh, I have a bladder category.
Yes. All right, so you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck, and our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you. What were those shrimp shooting you said? Captain Heat and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense. It's like you just putting words right away together. It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie. Check out like Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Leadus has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. For the Facebook of Leadus Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Next to Leadus Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Oh, okay. I did not like that one. It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy. That song they came out with I thought was terrible. The Second Black album is phenomenal. Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, nowhere to listen there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Beach and Shrimp Shack Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So there's my words of wisdom.
Oh, I have a bladder category.
Yes. All right, so you uncultured swines. As always, hockey is a sport played on ice with sticks and a puck, and our podcast is the thing you just listened to. See you. What were those shrimp shooting you said? Captain Heat and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you've seen That Thing You Do, it would make sense. It's like you just putting words right away together. It was Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie. Check out like Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Leadus has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. For the Facebook of Leadus Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Next to Leadus Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. Oh, okay. I did not like that one. It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy. That sound they came out with, I thought was terrible. The stuff like that album is phenomenal. Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words to listen there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Beach and Sex Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So, there's my word for wisdom.
Oh, I have a ladder category. Thanks.
Yes. All right, so you want culture splines. As always, hockey is sport played on ice with sticks to the puck, and our podcast is just listen to. See you. But we're really shrimp shooting, you said? Captain Heat and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you see That Thing You Do, it would make sense. It's like you say word right away together. It says, to us, Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie. Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last minute get together, lead us as you covered with a wide variety of frozen seafood pierogies and dumplings. Facebook the latest Pierogi House is a weekly lineup of available flavors from United Ontario. Next to Pasadena is Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. In North Main Street, Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Oh, okay. I did not like that one. It was a little weaker than some of the other ones, but there was some songs on there I did enjoy. That sound they came out with, I thought was terrible. The stuff like that album is phenomenal. Justin, what do you got?
Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words to listen there.
Actually, I just watched the movie That Thing You Do again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Beach and Sex Shooters. And if you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So, there's my word for wisdom.
Oh, I have a ladder category. Thanks.
Yes. All right, so you want culture splines. As always, hockey is sport played on ice with sticks to the puck, and our podcast is just listen to. See you. But we're really shrimp shooting, you said? Captain Heat and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. If you see That Thing You Do, it would make sense. It's like you say word right away together. It says, to us, Tom Hanks' directorial debut. It's a great movie. Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last minute get together, lead us as you covered with a wide variety of frozen seafood pierogies and dumplings. Facebook the latest Pierogi House is a weekly lineup of available flavors from United Ontario. Next to Pasadena is Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. In North Main Street, Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Oh, okay. I did not like that one. It was a little weaker than the other ones, but there was songs on there I didn't know. The next time they came out with that, I was there. Well, the second album is phenomenal. Justin, what do you got? Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words in there. Actually, I just watched the movie That Same Dude again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Beast's pictures. If you've seen the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So, that's my word for wisdom. Oh, I didn't laugh. Thanks. All right, so you know, culture's fine. As always, I feel joyful on ice, but it's the our podcast. But we're really trip shooting. Captain, you've been trip track shooters. If you see that thing, you do it with makes sense. So you use the same word. So let's talk about this directorial debut. It's a great the area fits variety of pierogies. Especially the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halloumi. Having the last thing put together, we just had you covered with a wide variety of sauces and pierogies. This is the latest pierogi house. Line of all available flavors from United Ontario. Pasadena Sunday from 8 to 4 and Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 8 p.m. North Main Street, Starbird, or call 254-8532. Oh, okay. I didn't like that one. It was a little weaker than the other ones, but there was songs on there I didn't know. The next time they came out with that, I was there. Well, the second album is phenomenal. Justin, what do you got? Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no words in there. Actually, I just watched the movie That Same Dude again. I haven't seen it in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Beast's pictures. If you see the movie, you're laughing at that joke, and if you're not, you think I'm slightly crazy right now. So, that's my word for wisdom. Oh, I didn't laugh. Thanks. All right, so you know, culture's fine. As always, I feel joyful on ice, but it's the podcast. But we're really trip shooting. Captain, you've been trip track shooters. If you see that thing, you do it with makes sense. So you use the same word. So let's talk about this directorial debut. It's a great the area fits variety of pierogies. Especially the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halloumi. Having the last thing put together, we just had you covered with a wide variety of sauces and pierogies. This is the latest pierogi house. Line of all available flavors from United Ontario. Pasadena Sunday from 8 to 4 and Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 8 p.m. North Main Street, Starbird, or call 254-8532. Oh, okay. I didn't like that one. It was It was a little weaker than the other ones, but there was fun on there. The next time they came out with that out there, we'll be stuff like that with kids. Phenomenal. Just what you got. Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no worries there. Actually, I just watched the movie that same movie, and I haven't seen in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Beast. If you see a movie, you're laughing at that joke, and you might think I'm slightly crazy right now. So, my word, listen. Oh, I'm relaxed for it. All right, so my culture's fine. So, I feel joyful that I just a podcast. But we're really appreciating that you and church actions. If you see that thing, do it when it's best. Things to learn. So let's talk about this retro thing. It's a great the area is this variety of problems. Especially the whole platter, area platter, stuff happening in the woods. I mean, the last thing together, we just actually cover a wide variety of sources. Short things, stubborn, or cold. 654 P5. I didn't like that one. It was a little weaker than the other ones, but there was fun on there. The next time they came out with that out there, we'll be stuff like that with kids. Phenomenal. Just what you got. Not the biggest Linkin Park fan, so yeah, no worries there. Actually, I just watched the movie that same movie, and I haven't seen in a while. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Captain Beast. If you see a movie, you're laughing at that joke, and you might think I'm slightly crazy right now. So, my word, listen. Oh, I'm relaxed for it. All right, so my culture's fine. So, I feel joyful that I just a podcast. But we're really appreciating that you and church actions. If you see that thing, do it when it's best. Things to learn. So let's talk about this retro thing. It's a great the area is this variety of problems. Especially the whole platter, area platter, stuff happening in the woods. I mean, the last thing together, we just actually cover a wide variety of sources. Short things, stubborn, or cold. 654 P5. I didn't like that one. It was a little weaker than than the other one. There was something negative. The next time they came out with that, there was something about kids. Just wait you got. Let's take a Linkin Park fan, so yours is there. I just watched the movie that same movie and it's been a while. Right now I'm listening to a lot of happenings. Typically go after that show and my people on site and crazy and stuff. Not really listen. So I'm relaxed for it. Thanks. Alright, so my interest fine. So I can still my eyes just bypass transactions. That can do it when it's things to learn what's happening. I just watched the movie that same movie and it's been a while. Right now I'm listening to a lot of happenings. Typically go after that show and my people on site and crazy and stuff. Not really listen. So I'm relaxed for it. Thanks. Alright, so my interest fine. So I can still my eyes just bypass transactions. That can do it when it's things to learn what's happening. I just watched that team a while. Now I'm a lot of generally go after that show and my people and so Christmas and stuff. All right, so my interest line, so I can still my eyes just
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world. Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Live from the Circus Sportsbook in downtown Las Vegas on VSiN, the sports betting network.
We are off and running on a Wednesday evening here on VSiN Primetime alongside Jonathan Von Tobel. I am Tim Murray. We're live from the Circus Sportsbook in downtown Las Vegas, Nevada. A decent night of NBA ahead. Do the Cleveland Cavaliers bounce back from a devastating blow last night? I thought they were going to get to 82-0. Unfortunately, did not get there. They're laying 14.5 against the New Orleans Pelicans. We've got a big-time showdown in college hoops tonight as Alabama laying 8.5 against Illinois. We also get the Zags back on the floor as they are a 34-point favorite. So a whole lot going on in the NBA, college basketball. Of course, Week 12 gets going tomorrow night in the NFL. We've got Maction tonight, week 13 of the college football season. But JVT, we were just chatting outside. You're in a great mood tonight. I love it. We're fired up.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's a good time of year. Everything's going swimmingly. I don't know what else to be upset about at this point right now. A month after the season ends, we finally get Major League Baseball awards. So that's always fun. I have nothing to complain about. I am very fired up. And I'm fired up because we did get some big news, it seems, in the NBA. I don't think anything is official yet, but it does look like one Isaiah Hartenstein is going to make his season debut tonight for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that's pretty big because, as we know, Chet Holmgren has been absent due to a hip injury. Looked like it was going to be pretty serious. A lot of people actually circled the first week of December for Hartenstein's return, but not so much the case. He is going to make his debut tonight for the Thunder, so we get to see him for the first time in a Thunder uniform in the regular season. And it looks like the 76ers might be whole tonight. Tyrese Maxey making a return. Paul George and Joel Embiid will play tonight. So some really interesting NBA games later this evening, only because we're going to start to see some guys come back and some teams